Hi Flosstube, and welcome to my channel, the 20-Minute Stitcher. I am Heather. I call myself the 20-Minute Stitcher because I try to keep my videos to 20 minutes or less, and because I typically only have about 20 minutes at a time during the weekdays in order to be able to stitch. But I find that I can still get progress made even with only 20 minutes at a time. And so for those reasons, I decided to start a Flosstube channel. There are so many wonderful Flosstubers out there with great videos, but they take longer. I sometimes take three or four sittings to be able to get through an episode. So I thought it might be nice to make a video, have a channel where if someone just only has 20 minutes and wants to be able to watch a video start to finish, then maybe I'm available for that. But more importantly, I think sometimes people think that cross stitch or crafting in general, and I have fallen prey to this myself for that matter, I have to have big blocks of time in order to be able to cross stitch or scrapbook or make cards or whatever craft is maybe of interest to you. And I think for pretty much all of those crafts, that's just not true, right? I mean, if you have a bunch of, oh, here comes a cat. Say hi, Molly. If you have that kind of time, great. Maybe you can get a whole project done in one sitting. Maybe not with cross stitch, but like if you're a card maker or something. But even with just 20 minutes at a time, you can still get projects done. And no, you can't have my coffee. Okay, sorry. So I own 4 cats, for those of you who are new to the channel, which I guess all of this explanation is more for those of you who might be new to my channel. And if you are new, welcome. I'm so happy you chose to spend some time with me. I'm going to move this coffee because it's going to end up spilling across my laptop, these cats. Okay. So I'm so happy you chose to spend some time with me today. Today's video is probably going to be right up at that 20-minute mark because I have lots and lots to share with you. First, thank you to those of you who, sorry, there's a tall bookshelf next to my desk and the cat just decided she needed to jump up there and shook everything. Lord. Thank you to those of you who wished me safe travels to my conference this past week. If my voice sounds a little hoarse or different this morning, that would be because I am on what I am calling my social hangover. This was my first work trip for a conference in 3 years. Well, that's not true. I did go to a very small conference in December, but this was our big annual conference with like 2,000 people there, and events and socials, and I did a lot of talking over other noises, and my vocal cords are clearly out of shape, so I feel very hoarse this morning, so I apologize if my voice is a little difficult to listen to. But thank you to those of you who wished me safe travels. Thank you for those wishes, because boy, do I have stories to share. The conference itself was wonderful. Getting there and getting home, airline travel is not what it used to be. The short version of the story, had massive delays on both ends. I was supposed to get into New Orleans, which is where the conference was, at 7 o'clock on Tuesday evening. I got in at about 11 o'clock Tuesday evening. When I got to the hotel, the first room they put me in was either already occupied or had not been serviced yet. Either way, it was definitely not ready for me, so I had to go get another room. That room I walked in and the shower was running. Not the shower, but the water, the bathtub was dripping, running. So I had to call maintenance to come and like do something so that I could sleep. It was a whole thing. But then the rest of the conference was wonderful until flying home. And then again, my flights were delayed. I was supposed to be getting home at about 11:30 on Friday night. I got home at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. Let me rephrase that. I landed at 2 a.m., which means I got home at 3 a.m. Saturday morning. So yesterday was a completely unproductive day of lounging on the couch, sleeping, and then eventually unpacking and getting myself somewhat organized for today. So it was quite the adventure getting there and getting back, but otherwise it was quite a fun trip. And I did manage to discover that there was a needlework shop only about a 10-minute walk from my hotel. It was mostly a knitting and crochet and needlepoint shop, but they did have a little corner of cross-stitch supplies and patterns. And what was neat was the only cross-stitch they carried in terms of patterns were all New Orleans centric or New Orleans themed patterns, which was kind of neat. A lot of them were homes and food and music and other things, obviously Mardi Gras masks and things like that relevant to New Orleans. So that was pretty neat. So I do have some haul. I did spend some money there and got some things. and I did work on stitching. So and I took a couple pictures of the shop. If I can figure out how to insert photos into my Flosstube, I will do that in the editing process. But otherwise, it was a good trip. So thank you to those of you who wished me good wishes on the travel. I clearly needed them, so I appreciate that. So yeah, let me show you my haul before we get into the stitching, since I was just talking about that shop. If you're in New Orleans, the shop is called the Quarter Stitch. It is in the French Quarter, so very cleverly named. And I definitely will try to insert a photo. The way they bagged up my purchases was just the most adorable bagging. They individually wrapped everything in different colors of tissue paper and put them in a lovely bag with curlicue ribbon, and it was just adorable. So I took a picture of it because I had to unbag it in order to pack everything into my suitcase to come home. So I will definitely try and figure out how to insert photos because it was a very adorable packaging. So the haul I got from there, one thing was a gift from my mom that I already gave her, so I don't have that, but I have something that I purchased for myself that is similar, and so I'll share that with you. But one thing I got, just because it had their store name on it, oh, the sun is in the way, is this little just floss holder. So you can see the Quarter Stitch in New Orleans with the cute little bee on it. So this was one of my little items that I'll use for one of my patterns. And then I got my daughter this pencil case. Again, I just liked it says, don't think, I got sun glare here. Be weird or normal, like she's 15, right? They're trying to find themselves. So I kind of liked the messages on here that just said like, hey, just be yourself. So that's for her because she does like to draw and things like that. So then I got a larger little project bag. Well, I'm calling them project bags, right? They're just little bags, but I'm going to use them for small projects. I don't know. Can I show a swear word on here? I'll go do that. But it says, a bad woman who takes care of everyone. I just liked the message. And as a single parent who really does take care of everyone, it spoke to me. And I like to think I'm kind of bad, you know what. So that's for me. And then I love Q-snaps, and my local needle workshop has had a little bit of a hard time getting them in. And I was going to order some from Amazon, but they had them there at the store. So I figured, well, I'd rather buy from a local store. So I also purchased myself just another 8x8. That's my favorite size of Q-snap. So I purchased those two. And then I couldn't go to New Orleans and not get a pattern. So I did get this pattern called Circle of Fleurs. And as you can see, it's just it's basically kind of almost like a mandala pattern of fleur-de-lis, which I thought would be a nice little memory of my first trip to New Orleans. And I couldn't have had a better group of people to go there with. My professional association, that's what it was. It was the annual conference for my professional association. I've been very, very heavily involved with it for a number of years. I've served on its national board. So I have just my found family basically is mostly people in that organization. And so getting to see them, it just was everything. It was wonderful. Lots of tears, happy tears, lots of just catching up and good times. So that was a pattern I bought for myself that I will stitch eventually. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair a bunch today. I probably should have pulled it back. So that was my gift to myself. Then when I came home, I had mail. Still not my needle minders that I ordered. I don't know. Hope they're not lost somewhere. But I did have an unexpected gift from a friend that is in a cross-stitch community with me. And it was 4 little patterns that she gifted me. So thank you, Yvonne. So she sent me a JBW Designs Easter. They're all Easter patterned. Well, all but one of them are Easter patterns. So it says Very Merry Spring. And then 2 Lizzie Kate Easter. So one that says Happy Happy Easter. And one that just says hop with 2 cute little bunnies, all of flower and carrots. It's adorable. And butterflies. And then this one that just says collect moments, not things. That is very true as well. So it was exciting to get those. I love these quick little patterns that you can usually stitch up pretty quickly. They make great little gifts, and they're also fun to just sort of have around the house and little knickknacks everywhere. So that's my haul. And then before I get into my progress on my whips, in my last video, I commented about how my Halloween, since I finished my Murder of Crows pattern, my Halloween pattern bag is now empty, and I felt like I needed something else sort of spooky or Halloween-y to put in there. And I held a vote for all of you on 3 different patterns. And I have a feeling I'm glad that there were 3 because the count was very, very close between 2 of them. And I think if I had given just the 2, I might have been tied. Again, y'all are very good at tying on my votes. But there was a winner. However, it won by literally only 3 or 4 votes. It was very close. So I think I might actually kit them both up and give myself some options, even though I only have 1 Halloween project bag. But the winner was the Tiny Modernist When Witches Go Riding. The sun. When Witches Go Riding Stitch Along, Mystery Stitch Along from, I don't know, 2020, 2019? I don't know, whatever year it came out. But this one was the winner. So I will be kitting this up, I don't know, sometime the next week or 2, and putting it into my rotation, such as it is. I don't actually have a rotation. I kind of just stitch on whatever I feel like stitching on. But sometimes think maybe I should make a rotation because then it would force me to maybe work on some of the ones that maybe I have to put in timeout for unjust causes. But so thank you for your votes on that one. The second place pattern was the Haunted Fur pattern by Kit and Bixby. So I think I may, as I mentioned, I think I might kit this one up as well. And then that way have some options for Halloween since it was so close. Clearly a lot of you would like to see that pattern being worked on as well. So I might have to give my fans what they want. Sorry. Again, social hangover, right? I'm a little punchy this morning. I'll drink my coffee. Sorry, I keep looking up on the bookshelf because my cat, as I mentioned earlier, jumped up there. And I'm just not wanting to be alarmed if she decides to jump down and scare me. So that was my haul. The winning pattern and the runner-up who, like I said, was close enough that I think I might kit them both. All right, so progress on my whips. As I mentioned in my last video, I was hoping with my travel to actually have a lot of stitchy time to get a lot done. I didn't have as much stitchy time as I would have liked to. I really thought I would get more stitching done like in the mornings or in the evenings, just in my room relaxing. How naive and silly I am, because my evenings were chock full of hanging out with my friends, social events, receptions, things of that sort, which meant that my mornings were spent sleeping and pretty much getting up in enough time to get ready and get to the morning sessions for the conference. So really most of my stitching actually did take place in the airport, which thanks to all of my travel adventures, I ended up having lots of time sitting around in airports waiting for airplanes to stitch. So I did actually get a fair amount of stitching done. But first I will show you my progress on my Bedeviled by Meetings pattern. So this one I did not take on my trip with me because it is a digital pattern only. I shouldn't say only, but I'm stitching it digitally, right? I have it up on my tablet. And I didn't want to have to bring my iPad on my trip. So this one didn't get a whole lot done on it because I really only had, where is it? I really only had, sorry, my project bag is chock full. I really only had sort of Sunday and Monday to work on it before I left for my trip. Oh, there it is. It's inside my little, silly me. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to work on it. It's off at Soup because I stole it Soup to take on my trip with me. So I think the last time I showed it, I had sort of stopped kind of right around here on the wreath. So I've worked my way a little bit further down and added in more of the yellow flower. So again, I didn't get a lot done on this one this week because it stayed home. But I did get a little bit more done on the wreath. I think because of all of the little blotches of color, I think what I might do is do the green all the way around and then go back in and fill in the other colors. I think that might be the more efficient way to finish this pattern up. So this one will get some more work and attention this week now that I am home and have my tablet accessible to me. So then I took 3 patterns with me on my trip. One was my Bent Creek Fa La La pattern, my cute little llama. And then this one I worked on when we were stuck in the Baltimore airport on Friday night. And, oh, hold on, I gotta move my needle minder, it's in the way. I actually got some good progress on it for only about an hour and a half of having time to stitch. So when I last showed this one, I had this red leaf done and about a third of this yellow leaf done. And I think I had the FA and maybe 1L or part of this 1L done. But as you can see now, I have finished the words, fa la la, and finished this yellow leaf up here and started in, so I don't know if you can tell the pattern, has bunches of falling leaves kind of all around the little llama. So including some of them kind of right in between the letters. So I kind of did that. So that was my progress on this one. So this will be fun. It's just a bunch of little, not quite confetti, right? Because they're not tiny little blocks of stitches, but lots of leaves to fill in, and then the big llama over here, and then the border, and that one will be done. This one's a fun one to stitch. I like this one a lot. So that was my progress on Fall La La. And then I also took my Lizzie Kate Inspiration Boxer, the I can handle. I know God won't give me anything I can't handle. I just wish you didn't trust me so much. But I didn't actually stitch on this one at all. So this one is the same place it was last time I shared it. This was the one that went on the trip and didn't get any love on the trip. So, but I also grabbed my work stitch that I know I've shown before as well. This one usually lives at my office for stitching during my lunch break, or if there's some other time where I kind of have downtime, which rarely happens. But this is the Lizzie Kate Peace, Love, and a Cure. This one I worked on a little bit in my room, but mostly when I was stuck in Cleveland on my first set of delays, trying to get down to New Orleans. I worked on this one a bunch. And then I also had quite a layover in Chicago on that trip as well. So I was supposed to fly from Cleveland to Dulles and have like a 45-minute layover and then get into New Orleans. I was delayed out of Cleveland so much that I was going to miss my Dulles connection, so they rerouted me through Chicago. So I had like 2 hours to wait in Cleveland and 2 hours to wait in Chicago. So I worked on this probably about an hour in Cleveland and then about an hour or so in Chicago, and then maybe like 20 minutes in my room. But I did finish the word peace up top. So before the trip, I had this E done and the C done and maybe like 12 stitches in the A done. And so I finished the word peace. And so this one's coming along nicely as well. I just have and a cure at the bottom left, and then there's a heart down here and a flower over here, or maybe the heart over here. Either way, there's a heart and a flower left. And so then this one will be done as well. So that is what I have to share for this week. Let go. My needle minders are all sticking to everything. That is what I have to share for my trip. So I did get some good stitching done. I'm happy that I got some things done on more than one pattern. As I mentioned in my very first video, one of the other reasons I started a Flosstube was to challenge myself to not be such a monogamous stitcher. Nothing wrong with being a monogamous stitcher, except I sometimes get bored with patterns. And because I tend to be a monogamous stitcher by default, when I get bored with a pattern, then I tend not to stitch at all, instead of moving on to a different pattern. So I am trying not to go crazy with how many whips I have in progress. I watch some Flosstubers that have bins and bins and bins full of whips, and that just causes me anxiety. I'm like, oh, I don't know that I could have that many unfinished projects laying around taunting me about like, finish me. But 6 or 7, I think, is my threshold. I think I can have 6 or 7 in progress and not feel overwhelmed. So I am trying to challenge myself to, okay, well, maybe I do 200 stitches on this, and then I move on to do 200 stitches on that. I'm also not I'm not the sort or type who can have like that set schedule, right? I really am very much a moody stitcher, right? What am I in the mood to stitch? Because I have tried that before too. Well, why don't I make Monday my day to work on this pattern and Tuesday my day to work on this one? And I found that doesn't really work for me either. So still trying to find the system that works best for me. I don't want to make it a job. I want to keep stitching fun. It is my hobby, my stress relief, and my sort of meditative, contemplative practice. But would love to hear in the comments, like sort of how you approach your stitching. Are you a moody stitcher as well? Do you have a a rhythm or a routine or a schedule that works for you. I love to sort of hear how other people approach their stitching as well. So I think I'm pretty much right up at my 20 minutes. We'll see if I can figure out how to put photos in this video. If not, then maybe I'll figure out some other way to share them. So thank you, as always, for watching my videos. I hope that you like and subscribe to the channel. I will be back again next week with some more progress, hopefully some more haul. I do have some needle minders and some other things on order that I'm hoping will arrive this week. And happy stitching to everyone. And oh, actually, wait, next weekend is Easter, isn't it? I may still record. I'll try and record on Saturday, perhaps. But if I don't, then I'll be back in 2 weeks with even more. But I have a feeling I'll probably just record on Saturday because I don't want to miss a week and miss hanging out with you guys. So I guess I will save my happy Easter wishes to those of you who celebrate for my next video because I will do it before Easter. There, see, I've put it out in the world. That means I have to do it now. Either way, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Happy stitching and just happiness and joy to all of you. Bye.